In the heart of the vast African savanna, nestled among acacia trees and baobabs, lay the village of Umoya. The villagers lived in harmony, guided by their wise elder, Nuru, whose wisdom was renowned across the land. However, not all was peaceful in Umoya, for a young man named Chuma, tall and strong, was known as the village bully. Chuma took pleasure in mocking and intimidating the weaker villagers, especially those who couldn't defend themselves. Chuma was feared by all. He had a booming voice and a fierce demeanor that could silence a crowd. He would push children aside, steal from merchants, and mock the elders. The villagers whispered that Chuma's heart was as hard as the stones that lined the riverbed. His antics continued unchecked because, though the villagers disliked him, they feared him more. One day, as Chuma strutted through the market, boasting about his strength, he came upon a frail old man named Mosi. Mosi was the village basket weaver, known for his delicate, intricate designs. Despite his age, Mosi worked tirelessly to support his family. Chuma, with a sneer, picked up one of Mosi's baskets and tossed it into the air, letting it crash to the ground. "Old man," he jeered, "these baskets are as weak as you. You should be ashamed to sell such fragile things." Mosi, though saddened, merely smiled and said, "Strength is not always visible, young one. It is often hidden, like the roots of a tree." Chuma laughed and walked away, leaving a trail of broken baskets. The villagers, watching from a distance, shook their heads in dismay. They feared Chuma's wrath but also worried about the darkness growing in his heart. They decided it was time to seek Nuru's guidance. That evening, the villagers gathered around the great baobab tree where Nuru sat. His eyes were closed, and he seemed to be meditating. When he finally spoke, his voice was calm and measured. "I have seen the fear in your hearts, and I have heard the cries of the weak. The time has come for Chuma to learn the true meaning of strength and kindness." Nuru called Chuma to the gathering. The bully arrived with a smirk, thinking the elder would praise him for his might. Instead, Nuru said, "Chuma, I have a task for you. There is a great boulder at the edge of the village. It blocks the flow of a stream that our crops depend on. I ask you to move it, to prove your strength." Chuma, proud and eager to show off, agreed immediately. The next morning, he marched to the boulder, followed by the curious villagers. The boulder was massive, covered in moss and lichen, a silent guardian of the stream. Chuma spat on his hands and pushed with all his might. The boulder did not budge. He tried again, straining every muscle, but still, it remained immovable. For days, Chuma tried and failed, his frustration growing. The villagers watched in silence, offering neither help nor ridicule. On the fourth day, Chuma, exhausted and defeated, collapsed beside the boulder. Nuru approached him, his eyes kind yet firm. "Chuma," he said, "true strength is not in the body but in the spirit and the heart. You have sought to prove yourself by belittling others, but that is not the way." As Chuma sat in silence, Nuru called for Mosi, the basket weaver, and a young girl named Amina, known for her agility. He instructed them to bring long ropes and a pulley system. Together, with Chuma's strength, Mosi's wisdom, and Amina's quickness, they devised a way to move the boulder. With each of them contributing, the boulder slowly began to shift. The stream, once blocked, started to flow freely, bringing life-giving water to the fields. The villagers cheered, not for the moved boulder but for the lesson learned. Chuma, humbled and moved by the experience, understood the true meaning of strength, community, cooperation, and kindness. He approached Mosi and Amina, thanking them sincerely. He then turned to the villagers and bowed his head. "I have wronged you all," he said. "I thought strength was in my muscles, but I see now it lies in our hearts and in our unity. I seek your forgiveness." The villagers, seeing the sincerity in Chuma's eyes, forgave him. From that day on, Chuma became a changed man. He used his strength to protect the weak and help the needy. He worked alongside Mosi, learning the craft of basket weaving and teaching the village children about courage and humility. The once-fed bully became a beloved protector, a testament to the power of redemption and the wisdom of the village elder. And so, the village of Umoya flourished, not just because of the water that flowed once more, but because of the love and unity that grew among its people. The tale of Chuma, the bully who learned the true meaning of strength, became a cherished story, passed down through generations as a lesson in humility, kindness, and the power of community.